It's 2025. If you're not showing up, someone else is stepping into the space that should be yours. 25 isn't just another year. It's your year to lead, to connect, and grow. But here's the thing. You can't do that if you're invisible. Hi, I'm Kendra Losee, and this is the Invisible to Invincible podcast. For years, I've helped business owners like you stop hiding and start showing up confidently, consistently, and with a strategic edge. If you're ready to own your own story, connect with your audience, and grow a business that stands out, you're in the right place. Each episode is packed with real conversations, mindset shifts, and practical strategies to help you show up with purpose and impact so you can go from invisible to in demand. So hit subscribe and let's get started. Today we're talking about visibility, not as a marketing tactic, but as your competitive edge. Whether you've been playing around with video or avoiding it and hiding behind your business and your clients, this episode is about why showing up in 2025 is non-negotiable and how taking that first step can change everything for you this year. Let me take you back to, since this is the first episode of 2025, I want to look back a little bit at 2024. There were things that I did that were just absolutely, I'm so proud of. And one of them is this podcast that launched and really gained its footing last year. I really stepped back and used last year to grow in order to leap forward. I needed to refine my niche, really just re-clarify and hone in on my zone of genius, on what I do well, and do the same with my services. I looked at what was resonating with people and what I was able to help people do to get the biggest change in their business. And it came down to two things. One is confidence and on-camera confidence. And the second is visibility and doing both strategically. That required me to step back and refine my message, refine what I was doing, and do those things to make a bigger difference. At one point, I was like, oh, I need to get my messaging completely right and get it all down before I start talking. Then I realized I was doing the same thing that you might be doing. I was waiting for a perfect moment that never came. So instead, I just started hitting record. Those videos, I stumbled through my words a little bit. Some of them required more editing. They were far from perfect. But here's the thing. They did what I wanted them to do. They started conversations. They helped me build connections and they helped me get results. Showing up even when it felt messy, when I was still in the middle of transitioning my business to figure out and really hone in on what I do well and how I can better help and serve my clients, was by far the best decision I made last year. And talking about it on video publicly, not just secretly to myself, that was the best decision I made. Where most people get stuck, they get stuck waiting and procrastinating for that perfect moment, the perfect lighting, the perfect gear, the perfect time to feel ready. And all that waiting, it just keeps them invisible. I saw it myself. And here's the thing I want you to pay attention to, especially if you're a business owner over 40. There was a survey that went out and only 39% of people in the US who create video content between the ages of 35 and 54. Let me repeat that. Only 39% of people between the ages of 34 and 54 are creating video content. And if you are over 55, the number drops to 9%. This is not because they don't have something valuable to say. It's because they're overthinking, they're stuck in their heads, they're feeling like an imposter, they're feeling judged, they're afraid, and they've convinced themselves that video isn't for them. Are you one of those people letting fear hold you back? Are you one of those 91% of people over 55 who are not making videos? Or one of those 61% of people 35 to 54 who are not creating videos because of fear, think of the opportunity. If most people in your space aren't showing up, how much room does that leave you to stand out? Showing up and being visible isn't just nice to have. It is a huge opportunity to lead and grow. Think of it as your golden ticket. And here's why video. I've been a huge proponent of video since I started my own Facebook Live show all those years ago, focusing on cannabis marketing. So let's talk about what I've noticed and why video is such a big deal and so important. There's many, many, many reasons. I'm going to focus on a few of them for this podcast episode. The next reason is that it expands your reach. A single video can be put on LinkedIn, Instagram, in emails, create blog posts. You can repurpose that like crazy. And it expands the number of people you're talking to because we just saw those numbers again. If you're over the age of 55, let me tell you, you've got tons of opportunity. If you're between 35 and 54, you still have so much opportunity there because people are not showing up consistently. And it creates connection. People don't want perfect. They want your personality. They want to know what you stand for. They want to feel like they know you. Let's talk about why video, why now, why it's so important. Guess what? Too bad you get to do video. And here's the few reasons why, and there's so many more that I'll get into in another episode. First, it builds trust. When people can see your face and hear your voice and get to know you, they connect with you on a human level. It makes you memorable. Number two, it positions you as a leader. Most people aren't showing up. We just talked about those numbers. So when you do, you're stepping into that space that's already there for you. It instantly makes you stand out as a go-to person in your space. When I started my Facebook Live show, I didn't know how many people were watching. More importantly, when I first started my Facebook Live show, I knew some people were watching, but I didn't realize just who was watching until I went to a local event and I was networking and more than one person told me they'd seen my videos. I wasn't even getting that many views. I just had my niche dialed in. I knew what I was offering. I knew what I wanted to say, and I knew who I was talking to and how to connect with them. It helps you stand out as a go-to person and an expert and authority. It expands your reach. A single video can be seen by more people. I like to say it scales your personality, right? If you're great one-on-one, then get on video because you can scale that and more people can see how good you are at one-to-one. And you can repurpose those videos. You can put them on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, and your blog post and highlight them in your emails and everywhere else. Not only that, it helps create connection. People don't want perfect. They want to know what you stand for, what you believe in, what your perspective is. When we look at those numbers, there is an entire generation of business owners whose wisdom and insights and strategies and experience are being lost because they're not showing up. What is the world missing? What is your audience missing when you're letting everyone who is under 40, under 35 show up and share what they're learning, which is very important, very talented generation. But where's your information? Where's your insight? Where's your wisdom to help them navigate what they're going through? It's not there. So your audience is looking elsewhere. And here's the truth. Your audience is looking for someone with your insights and your experience. Video is how they find you. I promise you they will find you on video. And I'm going to tell you a secret. The videos that have had the biggest impact for me aren't the polished ones. I love doing my podcast, but they are not the ones that people see. The most popular videos, the videos that get the most views, comments, and engagement for me are the ones where I show up as I am, where I'm laughing, or they're the one-offs. They're the ones that I just did because I was in the moment. They're casual, they're not perfect, but they're real. And people want to connect with real, especially in a world filled with AI. Every time you show up, you're building trust and showing people that you're there for them. And you're fulfilling what you need too, right? The more you talk about what you do, the easier it's going to be to talk about what you do. And the more relatable you can be. The confidence doesn't come before the action. Confidence comes because you're taking action. So here's my challenge to you. Stop waiting, stop procrastinating, and stop being afraid. Grab your phone today and record just something, 60 seconds, 5 seconds, I don't care. Share one thing about what you love that you do. You don't even have to post it. Just save it. Recording the first video is the hardest, but it's also the most important because that is the first step in getting comfortable and growing and becoming consistent. Remember, confidence isn't something you magically have before you start. It's something you build along the way. And your progress and your perspective are going to beat perfection every single time. If this resonates with you, let me know. Send me a DM or tag me in your first video. And if you're ready to stop holding back, you are going to love my on-camera confidence bootcamp that's coming up. It's designed to take you from feeling camera shy and procrastinating to thriving on camera. And that is the difference that will make the difference. Thanks for spending time with me today. If this episode gave you the push you need to get started, share it with a friend who could use this to start showing up and taking that next step. And remember, confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up one small step at a time. If you're ready to stop hiding and start standing out, subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. And go deeper or connect, find me on Instagram at It's Kendra Losee, or head over to kendralosee.com to learn more about how we can work together. Till next time, keep showing up and owning the spotlight. You've got this.